Ladies and gentlemen, in front of me are three versions of the Weilong V10. Technically the Weilong V13, but who's counting? I know this is the spring version, but I cannot remember which of these two are. So I'm just going to start with the regular version. Alright, let's check it out. Ooh. I am really excited for the adjustment system. Let's first look at the accessories. The accessories are the same, but this is actually useful now. Like these things are actually useful now. So I'm gonna have to keep the screwdriver out. Before I fiddle around with any adjustment system, I just want to see what the cube feels like. Oh my, wait a second. Wait. This feels a lot like the Super RS3M. This cube feels very similar to the RS3M Super. It is really fast. It is very, I want to say flexible, but it is very light feeling. I'm not going to go too in depth into this cube, but this is great. This is a great puzzle. I do not remember how much it cost. I do like the feeling of this. It's much better than the WRM V10, and it is much better than the WRM 2020, which I think at this point is starting to get outdated. Now let's play the game of trying to guess which one is which. One of them's maglev and one of them has springs. Yeah, I can tell this one has maglev. You see the little rings on here? These are the magnetic rings that you have on maglev cubes. Also, by the way, look at this reflection! Oh my god! That is insane! Great attention to detail, Moyu. And this box shares the same. Oh my god. Oh, so unsatisfying. Alright, let's take a look. Two WRMs, they feel really light. I can't tell which one is heavier because one of them does have extra magnets. So let's take a look at this one first. Oh, did you see that? Whoa, wait a second. This is not bad. This is not bad. Holy! Alright. I want to try. Oh, you see this one? This one does not have that same magnetic levitation. This is probably the springs. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Yo, these cubes feel great. I think I do like the spring one better. Wait, the inside has changed? What is this piece design? Why is there no color internal? This is the internals of the maglev version, and these are the pieces of the maglev version. There is like an outer ring with holes in here. This is different. This is not in the Super Weilong or in the WRM V9 20 magnet ball core. These are the internals of the spring version. Is the only difference between these cubes actually just spring or maglev? I don't know why I sound so surprised. I mean, I'm pretty sure I knew this as soon as I got these two cubes. Also, before you go writing your essays on the comments saying, oh, I missed a version. Yeah, I intentionally did not order the regular one with UV coating because I know what UV coating feels like, and there's probably no other change to it besides the UV coating. So first of all, let's get into the base version of this cube. So this cube feels really solid and smooth. I do not remember how much it cost. If it cost as much as an RS3M Super, which I think right now is the best budget cube, then I would recommend getting this. This feels like a more modern feel. It is not as blocky, but it is still as controllable. Now let's get to the maglev puzzle. The maglev puzzle also feels very smooth. It is quite fast out of the box, and you will have to deal with this magnetic levitation. However, this cube feels great. It is not as fast as cubes like the Weilong V9 or the Super Weilong. As a matter of fact, I think this cube has a lot more stability than these two cubes. I'd even go as far as to say that this cube is significantly more stable than the YS3M20 magnet ball core that came out a while back. This cube obviously will need some setup and break-in as to be expected from a cube this fast. However, I think this cube has a long way to go and I think could perform very, very well. I have everything to say good about this cube as I did the maglev version. However, this cube is slower because of the springs, and I think that is much better because it's easier to set up and it is easier to control. And really, who cares about a fast cube if you cannot control your turns? So I am gonna set these cubes up, but I do want to check something first. Take a look at this. What's going on here? Okay, so I figured out the adjustment system. What you use with this tool is you put this little fangs, I guess you can call them, onto where you have these holes. You turn clockwise to adjust the tension and counterclockwise to adjust elasticity. So it's actually pretty easy. And I saw what Phil Yu did is he just did 3 here, 3 here. And apparently that's good. So I'm gonna try that on all the sides and then I'll let you know the results. That is so easy. Alright, I am going to set this cube up and I'm going to get back to you with the results. I am so excited. I'm also going to set up the maglev and then see how these two compare and then give you a final analysis, which one is easier to set up and which one I recommend. Let's get into the maglev worm. It was actually pretty solid. It did take a lot to set up because this cube was very fast out of the box. It was much more fast than I initially thought, so I had to use a lot of heavy lubes. I used Dignitas and FZ Calm. This cube performed really, really well. I did like the way it felt. However, I do like the spring versions a lot better, which is actually what I'm going to get to right now. The spring version performed almost as equally as the maglev version. But because of the springs, it makes the cube much more stable and much more natural feeling, which I do like and appreciate more. This cube was really stable actually, and if I were to recommend to you a good cube with a 20 magnet ball core, it would have to be the spring version of the WRM V10 with the ball core. This cube is just outstanding, and I would say is the second best cube Moyu has released, following up the RS3M V5. This cube is absolutely phenomenal. I do recommend it. Set the tension and elasticity to 3. I would also use FZ Calm as well as Angstrom Dignitas, which are the lubes I use to set it up, and it is super solid and smooth. I think Moyu really nailed the ball core this time with the 20 magnets, made it useful and not a whole lot of gimmick. I'm very happy with this cube. Highly recommend.